Hello students. So as we are learning about the networks, today our section is about websites and web pages. Okay. So what is meant by websites and what is meant by web pages? So website is a collection of web pages. For example, if there is a company that owns sricompany.com, then this is the website. Then you have several pages like home, about us, contact us, testimonies, products, service, fact, and others. So all these are the web pages. So all these web pages together called the website. So for example, um that means all the business, all the that means like if any travel agency, if I have one travel agency, okay, I will create one websites like berlintravelagency.com. So it is that website, so I will create that website, and inside that website I will create some web pages like home page, then any contact. So if in the contact page, then contact us, products list, or then or the note about travel agents means travel agency means about the mode of transmission, that means cars or a flight mode, anything. So like that. So if I'm clicking the home, it will shows about the informations about my travel agency, and then if I clicking the contact list, it will shows about the contacts of my numbers or my addresses, the company resident address, everything, and the phone numbers and everything. And if it shows the transmission mode, it will shows about the flight mode or taxi mode, everything. So these are the pages, and the website means berlintravelagency.com is a website, right? So it contains many web pages. So all these collections are called the website. Okay, so I can say another one example like if I'm writing one storybook, and I am make it to and I'm giving to some one particular store for selling that storybook. Okay, so the customer wants to buy that storybook means what he will do first, he will search the address of that shop, and he will find the address, and he will come to purchase that book, right? The same way. So if anybody wants to find that means if I'm now I give the same example of travel agency. So if any customers want to know about my want to book any flight tickets or any taxi ticket, what he will do, he will search the address of my website, that is called the URL link. Okay, that is the he will type the URL link, or he will search the address of my website, and he will find out that website, and he will book the ticket, right? So here, like the store is the store I'm saying as a website, and the customer searching no the address, so that is the web address, that means internet address. Okay, so that is the URL. Here we are using the URL for searching the website. So here see, a web page is a collection page of a website, and every page has a unique address called the uniform resource locator. What is meant by URL? That is uniform resource locator. The if all the websites have the separate address, like for Facebook means we will type like http slash facebook.com, and if for for a travel agent, Berlin travel agents mean the agency means you will type like http dot slash berlintravelagency.com. So that is called the URL link, and the website name is berlintravelagency.com is a website, and inside the website the pages like home page, all these are called the web pages. Okay guys, so this is about the major difference between the web page and website. Now the having another difference like what is meant by static and dynamic web pages. So we learn about web pages. web pages. And here the web pages are divided into two types, that is static web pages and dynamic web pages. So static web pages means web pages are called static web pages as they remain same everywhere it is visited. Like if in my travel agency the home page is static, because if any time I am visited the home page will be remains constant, right? I'm in the home page, I'm giving some informations. So if any customers, if any students visited the home page, it always remains the same. So static web pages means the web pages will remain same at the times anybody or visited. So for examples of static websites are owned by small business organizations, school websites, etc. So even if our school have any website and they are giving details, it was common and it will remain same by all the students or all the parents while they are visiting the school website. And dynamic web pages means the website that display marks of public exam. That means the pages may differ. That means, oh, this is an example like a public mark examinations and entrance examinations. So how you will check your marks? You will go to the site of the government exam results site, that is a website you will get inside, and there may have one page and result page, and in the result page you will give the your own register number. At that time it will show your marks. And in the same website page, if some other give another register number, it will show their mark, right? So the web pages are changing according to their register number, right? So that is called the dynamic web pages. So that means the web pages remain constant at all the times, they are called the static web pages. And the web pages may differ while we are giving well any changes. That means for example like a public examination or a entrance examinations, the web pages may changes, that is called the dynamic web pages. Okay, so here that they're given the comparisons of static and dynamic web pages. Static, so the comparison of static and dynamic web pages are, first is the static web pages may content and layer of web pages fixed, and in dynamic web pages they may change during the runtime. So if while giving the register number it may change, right? Then second one is static web page never use databases, while the dynamic web pages used the databases to generate the content. That means, what is meant by database? Database means a storage space. That means the place where we are storing the data is called databases. Database means it's like a bureau. In the bureau we are storing all the datas, right? No, the bureau, sorry, we are storing all the products or the clouds, everything inside one bureau, right? Like that, database means we are storing the data in a particular place, in a particular order or particular place is called database. So static web pages never use database, it no need database, while dynamic web page need database. Why? For the mark register in that database, it will store all the marks of the students. So while it give one name, the name a, if it give a name, it in the name of a it will store the a names mark, and in the name of b it will store the name of b mark. So all this data will be stored in a database. So it need the database in dynamic web page. Then in static web pages, the static web pages directly run on the browser and do not require any server-side application program. So in static web pages, it directly, if you click, it will open. It no need of any programming skills. But in dynamic web pages, it run on the server-side application program, because it here, as I said, it was stored in the database. So they're having some application program to run the dynamic web pages. So static web pages are easy to develop while the dynamic web pages require programming skills, because for each register it want to show the it want to show different marks, right? So it needs some programming skills. This dynamic web pages was created by some programs, some coding, using some coding, programming coding only they will create this database. That means some SQL queries only they will create the database. So it needs some application program to create the database. That is the major difference between static web page and dynamic web page. That means static web pages means here the page is fixed or constant, but dynamic web pages it may differ. And static web pages never use database, no need of database, because it was constant, no need database, while the dynamic web page need database. And static web pages here it directly run on browser. It here no need of the application programs is required. But at the same time dynamic web pages here it needs the it needs the application program to run the dynamic web page. Then in static web pages it was easy to develop, while the dynamic web pages it requires some programming skills. So that was about the difference between static and dynamic web pages. Learn this, guys. Thank you.